The AFL will be holding pre-match tributes this round to women killed by gendered violence. This was announced yesterday. It is, of course, part of the national conversation that's going on at the moment. We have seen 29 women murdered in acts of gender-based violence this year alone.
Phenomenal.
So players, coaches and umpires will unite in the centre of the ground before games this weekend, forming a linked circle and paying silent tribute. So each game this round will be doing that as a tribute to the women that have been killed so far in 2024.
Outrageous.
Attention has turned to the Tarryn Thomas conversation around this debate. So Brad Scott made these comments in the last 24 hours.
I've known Tarryn since he was 14, and in my view, he's a good person.
Oh my God.
But has he made some terrible mistakes? Yes, he has, and he's the first to admit that. And so, as an industry, do we just wash our hands and say we're done with him, or do we help him?
Oh my God, read the room.
No, that's hard to listen to. You can offer the guy counselling services and you can offer him inter-club or AFL support, which he was offered at North repeatedly.
Yep.
North didn't just wash their hands of that kid. They took him through multiple processes and he continues to behave the way he had behaved previously.
Yeah, depending on who you ask, possibly more than he deserved.
But also,
But those
when you use language around adults like he's a good man, no, he's not.
That's the stem of this whole issue. Oh, he's a good man though. He's a good guy.
No,
he's not.
No, he's not.
So the AFL, of course, suspended Tarryn Thomas for 18 weeks after he was found guilty of multiple acts of misconduct that involved threatening a woman.
Is Brad Scott copping criticism and heat for that commentary?
He is, yes.
Good.
And
well, rightfully so. And he should come out and readdress that.
Yep.
He can say he's known Tarryn since he was a young man and hadn't seen behaviour like that in him.
Yep.
But you can't say he's a good guy that made a couple of mistakes. That's the wrong language around all of this stuff.
So it's part of the debate of whether Tarryn Thomas will return to the AFL next season, which club would take
Absolutely
him on.
not.
Jimmy Bartell, he's a big advocate for domestic violence, or of course facing up to domestic violence. He grew his beard out in 2016, had a 200-day big beard to try and start that conversation and raise money for the Luke Batty Foundation. He was on Footy Classified last night saying that it's a privilege to play AFL and you are able to lose that privilege. That was his stance.
Absolutely.
And here is some of what Jimmy said last night.
Personally, I feel very uncomfortable with it, and I sort of echo Damien's thoughts that I get the whole premise of forgiveness and chances. He's had a number of chances with his alleged behaviour, just tabling that. But at some stage, there's got to be a fork in the road because the forgiveness angle hasn't worked because the numbers are actually getting worse.
If the AFL as well are going to do things like have this minute silence, how you actually make a difference is banning someone like this from the game. The AFL can ban him themselves. That's how you make a statement.
They can be making strong choices around this kind of behaviour. And I think the NRL did this, where as soon as there were allegations levelled against players, they were sidelined until an outcome from the investigation.
That's right, a legal outcome.
And it's been difficult, problematic. That footballer from St George spent a lot of time on the sidelines and ended up going through the court process and being found innocent from memory. So there's got to be a balance in between. But with Tarryn Thomas, when he's had the support of what I know to be a fantastic football club, continues to allegedly reoffend, well, no, absolutely not. And men have to be careful about the language they use around other men.
Yeah. It's an ongoing debate and there'll be a lot of discussion in the next week and coming weeks. So we'll see what happens in the Tarryn Thomas situation. But that's what the AFL is doing this weekend.